Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sarah Khalid. I'd like to welcome to our program here at Sharjah TV, Doing Good. And we hope that by Allah's mercy and grace that you, our dear viewers, today are in the graces of your Lord. And you are in the graces of your Lord, whether you realize it or don't realize it. But we hope that you realize it and you conceive of it as a reality for you in this time, and more importantly, for your future. Yes, the future is not guaranteed for any of us, so we have to deal with the present, and we need to look at what are we doing today. So let's talk about that. And Abdullah bin Salam, where the animal reporter Prophet said, "O people, promote the greetings. Greet the people." Now today we don't hi, hey. People don't, subhanAllah, you don't see how people greet the way that they used to do years ago in many places. I'm not saying every place is like that, but I noticed and I asked many people about it. And that says, do you find that people are as warm to each other as they used to be in years ago? And people says, no, generally they don't. People in certain places, they would never pass a person without greeting them, whether they knew them or didn't know them. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm not talking about in the workplace or in the school or whatever. I'm talking about people who they did not know on the street, just in passing, getting on the bus, getting on the train, whatever it might be. But today, unfortunately, unless you're in a society where people do this commonly, when I ask people about this, says no, just generally speaking, most of the places I go, people are not outwardly greeting people. And also this is one of the signs of the last days, that people will only greet people whom they know. And in some instances, people will not return a greeting if they don't know the person either. If someone says, "Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh," the person will go walk past him like he's invisible, as an example. So we see that also. So the greeting, just greeting someone, can have a tremendous impact on. Just imagine a guy's had a bad day, or he woke up late and he's on his way to work, as an example. He's tired because he worked late the night before, and he's on the train or on the bus, and the bus or the train is crowded and it's hectic going back and forth. And you see him say, "Hey man, how you doing today? How you feeling, man?" The guy says, "Oh, I feel a little tired." He feels happy that somebody even cared to ask, especially if it's somebody they know. He says, "Well, look, look at it like this. Look at it positively. Every day that you're alive and breathing is a good day." Okay? When you're no longer alive and breathing, you don't have to worry about it. It's over. You have another worry. You have another concern. So every day that you can work towards the benefit of your demise is a good day. If you understand it, if you're keeping that in front of you, your demise in front of you, he says, listen. Somebody says, "What are you doing today?" He says, "Well, listen, man, I'm trying to send some blessings ahead of me. I'm trying to send something. My next destination is the grave. And so I'm trying to do some things now that's going to make my grave comfortable. And that's what I'm working on today. I'm doing my job, but at the same time, I'm trying to do it in this manner. Can you help me with that? Are you with that? Are you interested in that? Or have you been taken out and misdirected?" So think about it. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Oh, people, promote the greetings, feed the poor and the needy." Feed the poor and the needy. They have some programs now on YouTube where you see some of these guys that go around feeding people. They're paying for people's groceries, stuff like this. And you see how happy people are that someone has shown, who they don't know, shown that they care about them. They go to homeless people. They go to people who are in destitute situations. When I was a kid, there was a program on TV called The Millionaire. It was a famous program where this man was a representative of this big industrialist, and he used to find people. His job was to find people and give them a check for $1 million. Of course, this was a TV program. But you could see the way it was plotted You can see even in that how people were in shock that this happened in their life. And of course, there are much lesser things that we can do, and that shouldn't stop us from assisting someone or minimally just encouraging someone. And that's also something I don't hear very much today. And I'm sorry to say this. I don't hear in the marketplace people talking to encourage other people, meaning even especially children. How you doing, young man, today? What's going on? You see a kid, he's crying or he fell down or something like that. He doesn't have to be your child. You say, what's going on? Don't worry. It's all right. You'll be okay. You're going to fall a lot of times in life. But you know what? It's just, you have to keep getting up. Every time you fall down, you have to keep getting up. You understand? So don't be afraid. If you fall down again, get back up. A simple thing like that. For a child, that's huge. Think about it when you were a child. If somebody you didn't know is encouraging, inspiring you, I hardly see this today. I hardly see this. And the same thing with adults. You see someone that says, oh, I'm just having a bad day. Things are just not working for me. I said, well, I got a solution for you. I said, what? Well, the people said, well, what is the solution? Please help me. I said, first thing is pray. That's right, pray. It says, well, that's a good idea. I says, well, try it. You might like it. The guy says, well, I don't believe in prayer. I'm a non-believer. I said, well, if you start praying, you will become a believer. So try it. Don't be afraid of it. Start praying and see what happens. See how it impacts your life, how it changes your life. This simple supplication to your Lord. Watch and see what happens in your life, sincerely. You say, yeah, brother, but you're a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim. I don't want to be no Muslim. I don't like the Muslims. The Muslims are like this and like this and like this. I'm doing my own thing. I said, okay, fine. Let me ask you this question. Doing your own thing, is it getting you the desired result? Is it, do you feel that your life is inspired? Tell me, because I find that there are millions of people who are doing great, supposedly materialistically, and they're in deep, deep depression. So what about you if you're in a situation which is difficult? What is your mentality? I'm trying to give you a way out of this. I'm not saying you're going to become rich, but only Allah knows. Maybe that would be also. But the most important thing isn't to be content, to be happy in your life. Whatever your life is, to be content in that. And hopefully that is doing what is righteous, and if you're not doing righteous deeds and actions, this becomes an invitation for you to do that which is correct, to correct yourself for the sake of your own salvation. And perform prayers when others are asleep so that you will enter Jannah, paradise, safely. And it's collected by Tirmidhi. So, third part of that is to pray. Now, a lot of us, it's not only you, the guys that I'm talking to out there, we didn't pray. We didn't have a value for prayer. We're not against it, but we didn't have a value for it. It was not something that we felt was important. Unless something happened in our life, something went wrong, there was something bad happened. Then say, oh God, please help me. I'll be good. Just let me get out of this situation. And people, out of panic, okay, people turn to God, don't they? And the people say, no, I won't. I say, you're a liar. I don't believe you. Okay? If you're in a panic situation, meaning you're in a very dangerous situation, life-threatening, most of the people say that they're atheists. They wouldn't let this say, well, I'm going to go here and meditate on it, and it will just evaporate. The situation won't evaporate. You're in a boat, a rowboat, and you're being cast out to sea, or a kayak or something like that, or even a motorized boat, and you're out to sea and your motor stops, and you don't have any way of communicating with anybody. And all you can see is that you're going further and further out to sea. You don't see anything or anybody. You're going to tell me you're not going to pray? I say in your face, you're a liar. You might say that now because that's never happened to you. You don't like the water, so you stay away from it. But there are many other situations that you can be in, isn't it? Okay, let's take an extreme one. That's extreme, but let's make it worse. And then I'm going to go on. You're in a car. You're trapped. You're in an accident. Boom. On a highway, dark highway. You're alone. No one's around you. No cars. You're somewhere in the back country somewhere. And somehow your car slid. You hit a tree. And guess what? Your doors, for some reason, get locked. You can't get out. And your car is on fire. Okay, let's take it to a further extreme. You got your seatbelt on. You can't get your seatbelt off. And the car is burning. What are you going to do? Sure, you're going to try your best to get that seatbelt off and get out of there. Sure, but that's not happening. And you see the fires, what? If you've ever seen gasoline fire, it moves very rapidly. Your car is soon to be engulfed, which means you will become a crispy critter very soon. What will you do? Now, if you tell me you're not going to pray, you're not going to say, oh, God, please help me. Please get me out of here. You are lying to yourself. You're in denial. Think about it. So now we come to the point, there's no question in my mind that you're going to say, oh, God, please help me. Now, let's qualify that. Let's qualify it. Because if we want the help of Allah, we want the help of God, what is the criteria? Sure. Allah can change the situation as he wants. You can be the worst sinner, and Allah can help you and empower you, enlighten your heart. It can happen. It does happen. But I'm saying let's go long before that happens. Turn to Allah now before you find yourself in dire circumstances. Do the good today, thinking about what good will come to you tomorrow. Thank Allah today, looking for the benefit in your life tomorrow. We have so many people now, they say, oh, my life is stressful, I'm in depression, I'm in debt, I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, everybody knows this. Everybody's heard these things. We see it, in different types of programs. People coming on, my life is like so-and-so. By the mercy and grace of Allah, my life changed. Or another one says, I'm still down and out. As an example, I asked that simple question, what did you do about it? People say, well, go get a job. Says, man, I've been trying to apply to jobs for a very long time. Nothing's happening with me. So who should you apply to? Why not apply to the one who has made it possible for every single dollar, dirham, or whatever there is in existence to be available, and whatever it is that you're getting in remittance has been made available to you because of your creator, not because of your company or because of your boss or because of your business or your capability to do business or because what was left behind for you in inheritance. No. All of that is all by Allah's grace. And if we understand it, we put it in perspective, then it becomes real for us. And Jabir reported, I heard the Prophet say, every night there is a special time during which whatever a Muslim asks Allah of any good relating to this life or the hereafter, any good relating to this life or the hereafter, every night, it will be granted to him, and this moment comes every night. It's clicked by Muslim. So I asked the question, you Muslims out there, what are you doing in the night? Because the first thing a non-Muslim is going to say, well, if Allah's making this available to every single Muslim every single night, then why is there so many Muslims in this particular type of condition? Look at what's going on around you. Well, guess what? They're not getting up in the middle of the night and begging Allah. Simple answer. And then there are some people who say, well, brother, I've been begging Allah for years and, I'm just not getting any results. And we've been told, yes, and the food that you eat, the money that you earn is unlawful. The food that you eat is unlawful. The clothes that you have unlawful. The house that you're living in is unlawful. And now you expect Allah to answer your prayers? He says, well, I'm a Muslim. He says, well, what kind of Muslim are you? Okay, that's nice in word, but in action, what type of Muslim are you? How much of Islam are you acting upon? Or just you verbalizing like a parrot? That's all. And you can teach a parrot to say that I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. You can teach a parrot to do that very easily. So are you that? Ask yourself that question. And if you are not, then you look at yourself, continue to ask yourself the question is, okay, why is this not being answered? Maybe what you want is not good for you. Maybe Allah has something better for you. Maybe Allah is testing you with this to see if you're going to be steadfast, or you're just an opportunist. You're only doing this because you want something, or you think that you're going to get some material from it, as opposing to do it because you really want to worship Allah. And that's your real intention. Your real intention is to worship Allah, and you enjoy that worship, not because you want something from Allah. Not that Allah will not give it to you, but Allah might test you with that. And you have to believe that Allah is going to give you something equal to or something better in this life or the hereafter. Or Allah is going to protect you from something that could befall you or harm you. You have to believe that. You think, and so we have to ask Allah, not for what I want, we have to ask Him for what is best for me. Allah knows, we don't. We speculate. We think this, and once I get this, everything will be okay. How many people have experienced that? Once I got the thing that I was really working so hard for, focused on, maybe their whole life, when they got it, this is not really what I thought it would be. So think about it. Take your time now. Focus. Turn to Allah much, abundantly, as much as possible. The clock is ticking, and one day it's going to finish for all of us. Think about it. Pray on it. My name is Tara Khalid. I'd like to thank you for joining us here at Sharjah TV on Doing Good. And we hope and we pray by Allah's mercy and grace that you're among those who Allah is pleased with, and you will receive that grace and mercy. And there is a way to that path. Follow the path. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.